Make me director.
Good evening, everybody, and finally we get to get the stream up and running. Some technical issues just as we started getting it working. We thought one of the little workarounds that we have sorted out wasn't fixed, but we are back. The stream is running. Everything looks like it is the way it should be. We do have the alpha tier waiting to get going. And in the commentary box, we've got our special guest, Stephen, joining us. And we'll be joining Ashley, who's going to be directing this evening. Stephen, let's go to you. How are you this evening?
Right in you, Adel. Carrying on. Yeah, just missing racing.
No, 100%. We really can't wait for you to get yourself back behind the seat. And Ashley, we pulled you away from your father's birthday for just to come and commentate for the Alpha Tier. Thank you very much for that. Hope you're looking forward to seeing some awesome racing action.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, I'm looking forward to this night's evening's racing coming to you from the Zhuhai International Circuit. I think we're going to be in for a really crack of a race, so stand by and hold on to your seats because yeah, they come.
So I'm just looking at the lobby and I do see that there are some drivers that are missing out once again, guys. We are plagued by load shedding. We do have quite a few drivers out this evening, but I'm going to hand over the reins through to Stephen and Ashley, and I'll be getting behind the seat, so at least you'll see me in the racing seat. And looking forward to getting that underway. So guys, we'll chat to you a little bit later.
Sweet.
Cool, good luck, Dylan. So welcome everybody to this evening's racing, and up first is the Alpha Tier. And just looking at the list, not a very big field, if I'm counting correctly. There's only 4 drivers. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a bit of a dismal turnout for the Alpha Tier tonight. So I hope we'll see some sort of action this evening. But there's a good percentage that any one of these drivers will get a podium this evening. And, well, we do see one more person joining in. That's Tyler now joined in. So, maybe there's still 1 or 2 drivers that haven't received the invite yet and are still waiting. So I just need to check maybe the Discord and just see if everybody's available.
Yeah, let's hope Alpha Tier gets a few more drivers there. Because to have a 5-man race is not a fun race.
No, it's not going to be the greatest racing, that's for sure. But
No.
nevertheless, these guys have put on a great entertainment of late, and some of the previous rounds that we did see, we saw especially Durkee taking a few wins. He is the championship leader at the moment, and I saw, if I'm not mistaken, he was up in the 210 points, and his closest rival is the Horn Dog with 168 points. And after that, I'm just pulling up the points here, is Peter Brunt in 3rd position in the championship at the moment with 156 points, followed very closely by Terry Wilford with 155. Yeah, those drivers are driving tonight. It's so Gerard, who is currently in 5th position at the moment, will have a good chance to reel in those points and get closer to the front of the championship.
Sure. So yeah, so that's going to be a little bit of a disappointment there again from our wonderful load shed. Is load shedding.
Yeah, I'm just seeing now. There looks like there's a whole bunch of Bravo Tier drivers who decided to join in as well.
Jeez.
So that will make things a little bit more interesting. That's for sure. But I'm a bit jealous because the guys are going to get some good practice, and unfortunately, all I can do is stand and watch.
That's crazy.
So I'm just listening to Dylan in the background. He's just asking the guys from the Bravo tier just to watch out for the guys who are competing for the championship.
Yeah.
It will make things a little bit interesting, obviously from a commentary and a viewer standpoint.
Yeah.
We'll at least be able to get some side-by-side racing, even with the guys further down the back. So we currently have 14 drivers who now joined, so that's looking a little bit better as opposed to 4.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting, this one.
So we're just waiting for those thumbs up, and we should be starting shortly.
Isn't Chase supposed to get an invite also?
Who's that?
Chase. Well, Chase is not in.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Brandon DeSantos is the race director. No, the broadcaster.
Don't worry, we heard you. We heard you.
Dylan, I just noticed that Brandon's the broadcaster. Is that correct?
I don't think he heard you.
That's what I was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
No. No, you made yeah, sorry, you made Brandon DeSantos the broadcaster.
No problem.
Fine, I'll go back to the bra. I don't think Dirkie's got the memo. Or maybe he's just waiting for his new invite. So I'm looking forward to the new Formula One game coming out. Yeah.
Hi.
Ish.
Well, I'm guessing with Ash, you haven't done much practice.
No, I did a little bit of practice over the weekend.
Okay. What were your times looking like?
Not very good. I understand now why I'm in the Bravo tier.
Oh, jeez.
Are these guys disconnecting again?
But
Oh,
looks
my
of it.
word. Oh, jeez.
We've got some gremlins in the system tonight.
Oh, pit lane violation. Disqualified. Pit lane.
Oh,
What?
jeez. But could that be all Bravo tiers?
No, there's something weird going on.
What is going on?
The
They're
guys are
passing
going
the wrong
out.
way.
They go the wrong way out the pits. No.
What is going on here tonight?
Are we on the right track?
I hope so.
So he's still clapping it though. Everyone else is left. Who's there in the background? Is it the right track, this? Doesn't look like it.
What track were we supposed to be on?
No, it is the right one.
There's Rudy.
V-Dub's coming back.
Yeah.
All coming back.
That's 14
I'm
cars.
I'm hoping that I'll be able to race tonight. Check those eggs in the background.
What is going on?
Unless it's an open lobby.
I hope not. Oh, this is actually quite funny. It's like it won't let Rudy go any further than past the speed limit. Well, it came down to one driver. Oh my goodness. That was actually quite funny.
Let's see how many people are watching the stream. One watching.
Wow.
I think we should just do maybe just highlights so I can practice.
Jeez, yeah. Well, the way it's going, we might be doing that.
Now I'm hearing.
Okay, well, take 2, round 2. This is actually quite a very interesting circuit to be driving on. Very technical and fast. So, it's going to be
It's
quite
definitely one of my favorite circuits, that's for sure.
yeah, No. I think whenever we race here, there's always some good racing. If it's not in the front, then it's always in the middle.
And if it's not inside, it's on.
It's on top.
Are we back?
Let's see. Oh, guys,
Great
going to be
success.
driving the wrong way. No, it looks like they're all going the right way on the track. So
Wow.
This is all some great news.
Except for Rockstar, he's really got sorry, a 1 grid place penalty. I would imagine for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh, man.
But he's the Bravotier, so we won't really worry about him for too much.
No.
But let's keep our eye out on Durkee. And that's Durkee, our current Alpha Tier champion leader. And he's starting his lap. And Durkee's had quite a successful season so far.
He's running the Renault Megane.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the favorite cars this series.
Yeah.
It's
Look,
definitely my first choice as well.
I did a couple of test runs with the BM, the Opel, and the Megane. The Megane and the Opel were very, very similar cars. There wasn't much between them. I felt the Opel did very, very nice on like tricky tracks with the front wheel drive, and yeah, it was just another animal.
Sorry.
No, not a problem.
I think I got COVID again.
Oh, wonderful. Jeez.
Yeah, we are riding on board with Durkee and just trying to spot his braking points, get some tips here. The best way to learn is just to watch the maestros at work.
No, definitely.
Check where their braking spots are. Yeah, he brakes quite late. Gets on that power early, so the front wheel drive pulls the car out the corners. This section is quite interesting. You can literally take that corner flat out.
Yeah, but will the guys be taking it out when the tires start getting a little bit warmer? That is the question to be asking. Because you're going to start losing grip. The car's not going to feel as comfortable as what the first 5 minutes of the race was. So, yeah.
I'm just getting a feedback there, race feed, that that lap was invalidated from Quicksilver. So he was not able to complete that lap. So that's going to put him in a pretty compromised position.
Yeah.
Because he will not be able to complete another lap. But as you know, if any of you guys have been watching throughout the season, that you've only got one lap to qualify. And if you make a mistake on that qualifying lap, unfortunately, it's game over. You will have to start wherever the computer puts you. So I'm just looking at the times now. Oh, there we see somebody being shot. That's Rudy that's gone wide, and he's now unfortunately most likely also invalidated his lap. But will he cross the line? And he's currently in 8th position.
So Vida on pole position. Not too sure who the driver in second is, but we got
so that's
in third. Wow.
Killer D. Tyler third position, so a lot of bravo to you guys here. So Robert in sixth position at the moment, followed by that's I think it's Marshall.
Oh, I didn't even notice Marshall was back.
So the best time there was from V-Dub with a 141.2, followed by Killer Dave. And Killer Dave is a Bravo tier driver. Then Tyler Scott in third position, Dylan in fourth, Brandon in fifth, Robert sixth, I think Marshall in seventh.
Very mixed up grid, yeah.
So we're just waiting for those guys to sync, and that's the sync we've been waiting for. And lights out, and away we go. And good start there by Dylan. And it looked like it was actually Tyler that got a better start, and he is now chasing down V-Dub. That's Gerard. Gerard now out in front. And Tyler looks like he's lost the rear end there, and it's dropped him way back to the end of the field. Let's go further down the back, and a good side-by-side action here by Dylan. And it looks like Killer D. And we see a couple of cars running wide there in the background. Oh, there's a BMW jumping all over the show. Ooh. And it looks like he's going to join the barriers.
Yeah, I
just want to see where our championship leader, he looks like he also picked up some problems at the start, and he is way back of the field. And I'm just noticing a couple of guys have also disconnected, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. But out in front, we still have Gerard with a commanding lead of 2.5 seconds at the moment, followed by Killer D, and there's Dylan now moving up into second position. And it looks like Killer D is just dropping down the field, so what if he's picked up a problem of some sort or a penalty? Maybe just letting those Bravo, those Alpha tiers get past.
Yeah, I think that's what he could be doing right now.
Well, he looks like he's letting the entire field pass, so I'm not too sure.
Unless he's not too sure who's Alpha.
But there's your lead at the moment. He crosses the line in first position, and a 4-second gap really to Dylan in second. And in third position is the Alpha tier driver, which is Robert, followed by Brandon.
And as we see, Quicksilver's in the pit, so he must have picked up some damage, maybe some contact.
Let's see if he retires or he gets some to repair their vehicle. No, he's going back out again, so he must have either had a drive-through penalty, because that was a very quick pit stop. And let's see where he came. He's currently quite a long way back to the front of the pack, so he will be cursing at making that mistake.
Just being a bit too hasty on the throttle in the beginning of the race.
It's interesting because I didn't really see any drive-through penalty or mentioned on the race feed, so it possibly could have been damage.
But yeah, if there was so little, because it like literally looked like he just drove through the pits.
Yeah. So I'm sure he'll be pushing out to try catch the back of the field. I mean, even if he can get up into sixth position, that will start him on pole for the next race.
Yeah.
And just give him a little gap to away from the action in the first couple of corners. So we see the guys coming across the line now. And still in front we have V-Dub, followed by Dylan. Dylan closing that gap a little bit. He was slightly quicker than V-Dub on that last lap. So a good chance for him to close that gap. And he'll have 60 minutes to try and catch the back of that BMW. And at this rate, there's a good possibility that he'll be able to fight with V-Dub towards the end of this race.
Yeah, well, at least V-Dub won't have a lonely race.
Oh, side-by-side action here between, looks like Roberts and that's a newcomer to the SARCO. A Dodge CRD 2007.
Yeah, I'm not too sure who that is.
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr.
Oh, it's Air Bubbles.
Oh.
Very close racing between these three drivers here at the moment. Just seeing how Brandon has picked up a bit of a penalty.
Probably on the track limits.
But looks like he's got hooked up quite nicely this evening. Oh, there we see somebody in the background going onto the grass, trying the new scenic route, but manages to get back onto the track again. Ooh.
Locking it up there, but
Brandon going a little bit wide there on the first corner, and he's now lost position to Robert, who moves up into third. Just looking at the front now, that last lap there, Dylan not doing too well there. He actually dropped half a second to Gerard out in front, who seems to be charging away now. But a little bit of a lock up there, and it's not going to help Dylan's cause. And you could just see Gerard in the distance there, and he would just need to focus and get his head down and get those good, clean, consistent laps in. But Gerard in a very good position here at the moment. Not much pressure coming from behind. As you see, it's about to start his fifth lap. Coming through the last couple of bends, and then the last corner going to the main straight. So good, clean line there and exit from Gerard. And he comes over the line there with a time of a 1:41.6. That's, I'm sure, one of the quickest times so far. Dylan a 1:44, so dropping even further back.
yeah, it looks like the BMs are quite hooked up here.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I like how the guys have all selected their own cars. It's not just one group of one car in the whole series. It's in both lobbies that it's quite mixed up.
No, absolutely. We have a good, nice. Ooh, we see somebody in the background go also back on the grass again. And I think that's Brandon again, mowing the lawns on the edges there.
You see some of the drivers all backing up there. Nice little battle going on here.
It's Jock currently second in the Bravateer Championship, but only because of the internet-related issues that he has been having. I believe he's still using a dial-up modem.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes he does have problems with Eskom as well, to add to all his woes.
Yes. As we see, the penalties are busy all racking up there. As we see, Dylan has also got a penalty there now. Can be track limits. Nice little attack there on the inside. Rockstar putting a lot of pressure there on Brandon.
Whoa, that was a great slide there, and that just shows you how easy it is to get it wrong. Those two were side by side, and that just a little kink to the right there. And if your car is not in the perfect position,
yeah, I think he just clipped a bit too much grass, just overcorrecting it a bit there. And the rain just became too much for him to handle.
So leader out in front is still Gerard with a commanding lead of just over 5 seconds now, but those times between, just look at the times between Dylan himself and very similar at the moment.
Yeah, the times are very, very close for first and second. It looks like from third place is about a second difference there. So, looks like some of the guys are still struggling. I don't know if it's with the car, with the track. Just maybe not enough time put in on for the track itself.
Just driving with Dylan at the moment, and seems to be settling in for the second position, because I don't see him pushing any harder than what he has been. You know, he just needs to finish this race, get the points on the board.
Yeah, and then round 2 is a different ball game.
Oh yes. So I don't see Durkee on the track. Oh, there he is in 8th position.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah,
so he's slowly
happened between Stahl and I think it's DOD. Something happened there because I see Stahl dropped all the way down and DOD went up and Quicksilver went up. So something really happened there, but it was like a very, very short.
Well, you can see the front of that car there. Looks like there's a bumper or two missing. That's a very interesting looking McGann.
Yeah, a remodeled one.
It kind of looks like a Golf from the front now.
Don't say that. Jeez. probably get a lot of comments. New McGann's just had its facelift.
It kind of looks like a mix between a Opel and a VW right there. Look at that. Well, at least he's getting a little bit better airflow through that intercooler. And hopefully that will help with
I think that's the only thing that's improving right now is his intercooler. But everything else has just gone out the window.
So just looking at the times there, Quicksilver 141.8 on that last lap. So he does have a good opportunity. And there's the guys out in front for fighting for 6th and 7th. And I'm sure those two drivers will notice that it is an Alpha Tier driver coming up behind them. So he just needs to basically slot in between those two drivers just to get himself up into 6th position and put him pole for the next race.
Yeah. and that's all he needs right now. But I guess also he is so far in the championship. He doesn't really need the points because, if I'm correct, I think he's won the championship.
Yeah, well, we just saw there at the beginning how easy it is to make a mistake. And that's how you can lose championships. So every point will count now.
Yeah.
To make sure that he cements his winning streak.
Yeah, but the person that was in second was Horndog. He was the one that was like really threatening his championship. And Horndog has got load shedding problems, so he also doesn't score any points for tonight's race. So it's a little bit sad.
Shame. I think we should all put a petition together and give him at least 10 points. I say let's petition for the Horn Dog.
Wow. And what about the rest of the drivers that didn't drive?
They should actually put a claim in at Eskom.
Oh, jeez.
For driver points.
Yeah, it will be the biggest joke ever.
Oh, yeah, we see Durkee getting nice and close, but you can see they actually exactly who was coming behind them, and they suddenly jumped out the way as the Alpha Tier champion moves now into 6th position. And the next target up the road would be Brandon. But he's currently 10 seconds ahead. So I'm not too sure. We've only got 4 minutes left on the clock, and I'm not too sure that's going to be.
Yeah, Brandon's going to have to do a mistake, and also he has it. I'm sure he's got a time penalty there, so it's going to be...
Looks like he does, yes.
A little bit of an interesting one to see where Derek is going to slot up.
So just having a look at the penalties so far. Dylan with a 2-second penalty there in 2nd position, but not really in threat from Robert, who's about 7 seconds behind him at the moment. Then Brandon Santos with a 1-second penalty.
Yeah,
and
so it's not gonna affect anyone really.
Just looking at the quickest times there, so far it's a V-dub with the quickest time of the 1:41.6. And then we got Rockstar Mel with a 1:41.7. So obviously he did a lot of practice this weekend because he's super quick.
Yeah, Dirk is always quick. You can put him in a Beetle, he'll still make that Beetle look quick.
So there's Meljark now applying some pressure to Robert. But Robert is a privateer driver, so I'm sure he won't mind too much. He's a Alpha Tier.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
yes.
sorry. Well, technically, Rockstar Male is also an Alpha Tier driver.
He is. He's always been up there.
So I don't know why he continues. Let's not go there.
No, we won't.
I guess the Alpha Tier is a lot more tense compared to the Bravo Tier. The Bravo Tier seems like it's a lot more chilled.
Yeah, I also feel that Bravo is a lot more chilled. Alpha, I comes down to that one mistake.
It's
That
kind
one
of like
mistake.
a social league versus,
High
you know, like,
performance.
yeah. So with the alpha tier, you have to practice
No,
pretty
definitely.
much every single night, at least an hour or so. Whereas
No.
the Bravo tier is more for the guys who just want to rock up and race.
Yeah.
And if you're new to a club, then it's also an opportunity to show yourself what you can do.
Yeah, man. Dylan all by himself, alone in second place there. No one to play with.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a crew member.
And it looks like Rockstar just overtook Stoll there. Of course, now it looks like Rockstar's in third place. And it looks like VW has also put it in the 141.9. So,
Yeah,
very close to
not the fastest lap of the day, but
No.
not his fastest lap of the day, should I say?
Yeah.
But Durkee, yeah, he's still got Killer Dave behind him. He's actually quite concerning because he's a privateer, and then if he's keeping up with Durkee,
Maybe someone's been practicing.
yeah, then we're gonna have a bit of a uncomfortable Bravo session tonight. Just looking at his best times, 142.3. Yeah, that's pretty good. But VDub's still with the quickest time at the moment. Actually, that's Rockstar Mel. That's the point I was trying to avoid you. I mean, that's a Bravo tier driver, but he's running quicker than the Alpha tiers at the moment. So he's definitely on great form this season.
Yeah, no, he is.
And it looks like that's in rest. And so sorry I didn't get to see VDub coming over the line.
We were more concerned of times.
So that's Gerard taking the first position there, and followed by Dylan in second, Rockstar Mel, the Bravo tier driver, coming in third. Then Robert, Brandon DeSantos, and Durkee, our championship leader for Alpha tier, now in sixth position. And Killer David seventh, followed by Rudy. So, guys, still one more race left for the Alpha Tier this evening, and this time we have a bit of a change. We have a reverse grid for the top 6 drivers, and then a change in also temperature and track time. So, this last race will be held at night. And that just makes it a little bit interesting for the drivers trying to find their braking spot as they're heading down to the first corner. Who will take the last race of the evening?
Yeah, it is something else to drive at night. Everyone says, yeah, a lot of people enjoy the night sessions, and then there's a lot of people that hate night sessions, like me. I like seeing my corners before I come into them, so you can always plan your turnings before you get there.
Yeah, practice does make perfect.
Yeah.
So the guys will just start very cautiously and then get into position. You see some of the guys moving over to the left. Some guys taking a very different line, maybe moving over to the right. And then we see Durkee getting to his pole position for the second race. Obviously, he finished in the first race, so that automatically qualifies for pole in the second race. And these guys weaving around, just trying to keep some heat in those tires. Brandon DeSantos starts in second, followed by Robert in third. Rockstar Mel, one of the quickest drivers from the first race, starts in fourth, followed by Dylan in fifth position. Then Gerard, who won the first race, down in sixth position. Killer Dave in seventh, Rudy in eighth, Marshall in ninth, and the two drivers starting 10th and 11th. Saint Jim 89 and Dodge CRD 2007. Sorry guys, I will make sure that I get to learn your names for the next race. This is highly embarrassing. Damn, my laptop's gonna die. Steven, I just need to quickly fetch a charger for my laptop.
Not a problem.
I'll be back shortly.
No, not a problem. And it looks like the guys are all racing now. Quicksilver with a nice little backup of the grid there. It looks like everyone's got off cleanly there. Brandon in second, Stoles in third, Rockstar in fourth, Dylan in fifth, and V-Dub in sixth place. And V-Dub, there was Stoles on an attack there. But Rockstar are very close there, waiting for the mistake. Just have to be patient. Brandon just putting that opal in the right spaces to make that car wide enough, just to make it a little bit more difficult for that BM. But I have noticed the BMs are quicker on the straights, so yeah, not too much of a challenge there. going a little bit wide there. Brandon just trying to hold his line. And V-Dub on the attack on Rockstar Mole. Oof. Too wide in turn one. Just going a little bit wide there. I'm sure the two Bravo drivers will let V-Dub go through, which there are two Bravo drivers. So V-Dub should get these move done before the next turning. That's Quicksilver in a great position right now with Stoles in second place, Rockstar in third, and Dylan in fourth. Dylan actually having two solid runs right now. I think he finished second in the round one, and round two he's now in fourth place. So yeah, it looks all like a solid race for him this evening.
Yeah, I'm back. I've got
You're
some power.
back.
But look at this battle at the moment between Rockstar Mel and looks like Robert.
Yeah, between Dylan, V-Dub, and Brandon there.
Getting a bit sideways there. We see Robert, and looks like Durkee has been disconnected from the session. So that is a huge blow for Durkee, and
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
yeah, that's most unfortunate because that puts him now.
Back.
Yeah, well, I guess it helps the Horn Dog. So there we see sideways action there from Robert as Rockstar Mel tries to go on the inside and almost gets swiped by the BMW, who's doing a bit of tail wag there. And Robert will in all sorts of pressure at the moment as we see both the cars trying to get through the corner there, and we have a three-way battle here down the back straights, and who will take the lead into the corner? And it looks like Dylan late on the brakes there, but manages to get that overtake done, and it is Dylan who's now leading the pack, who was in fourth literally half a lap ago.
What a race.
So a brilliant race so far there between these drivers. Dylan now coming across the line. Looks like he's going defensive as he was going off in the background there. But coming back on the track, and now look at that. It's Gerard who's now joining in the battle as well.
Oh, no,
and a little mistake there by Dylan, and look at Gerard coming flying at the back now. And will we see Gerard looking to overtake Dylan? Very close there between both those drivers. We see Dylan now losing his braking spots and running a bit wide there. I'm sure you might have to slow down, otherwise we'll have to receive a penalty.
So and hold his place.
Yeah, and looks like Rockstar Mel is just watching battle out in front. He doesn't want to get involved with the Alpha Tier battle because both these, all three of these drivers at the moment, Robert, Dylan, and Gerard, are Alpha Tier drivers, and they will definitely be spending an opportunity to score some good points here this evening.
Yeah, well, with Dylan and V-Dub fighting, it's just...
Oh, there we see, two cars coming together. It looks like it was a It was Rockstar Mel that looks like he may have come together with V-Dub, so that didn't work out too well for him. That's most of. But that's now moved Dylan into second position and moved Brandon up into third, followed by Dodge CRD 2007. So Robert with almost a 1 second lead now, followed by Dylan. And Dylan having a much better corner there has really closed that gap down. But wow, almost half a second there. So Dylan, very late on the brakes there, Dylan. Either that or Robert was very early on the brakes and almost caught Dylan out there. And Dylan almost going to the back of Robert, but managing to avoid the collision. But it just shows you the difference, the pace between certain corners, between the front wheel and the rear wheel of...
Yeah. No, there's a big difference.
So we see now Dylan just trying to ease out the corner and try to get that slipstream tucked right behind Robert. That BMW is mighty on the straight, so you can just he managed to get the power down and just extends that lead ever so slightly. But Dylan looks like he had a fairly good final exit on the last corner. And this is where the front wheel drive seems to be. So it's more stable through these tighter sections where you can really get the power down in those corners.
Yeah, just like those front wheels are just pulling the car more through the corners than where the BM's actually being pushed through the corners.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big difference there with the two cars. But I guess you can't have it both ways. You can't have the speed and the corner speeds.
Unless you go 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. As we see,
side by side action. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So great battle between these two drivers, and Robert running it slightly wide there, just touching the grass. But it hasn't really hasn't slowed him down too much. Now, there he gets the slightly sideways. That's putting down the power a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Sending the arse out, and Dylan will be smiling as he knows he's putting Robert under a bit of pressure here. And just needs to keep that pressure up. We've got still 7.5 minutes left on the race as they come across the line for lap number 8. And like I said, still 7 minutes left on the clock. Will we see another move here from Dylan? This is where he's much stronger through the first sector. Wide. A little bit wide there, but manages to keep the momentum. And this is the section that I'm talking about where he seems to be a lot late on the brakes and able to carry the speed much better through this little touch. You see it again getting side by side next to Robert. But I'm also noticing that Dylan has picked up time penalty, so he has to make the move. And he goes on the inside now. Will he make it stick? And it looks like he has. But it is a drag race down to the next couple of corners, and the next corner is a left-hander, and you can see the mighty force, the beast, or the power of that BMW. Just stretching its legs and opening up a slight little gap. And this is where the BMW has the advantage on these longer straights.
Yeah, very, very potent.
to see again Robert getting nice and sideways out the corners. And it's going to hurt the tires a little bit. So he needs to look after his tires. We still have a few more laps left. As you come through the last corner, Robert getting it nice and tidy there. And I just want to have a look at the timings there, just to see.
It looks like VW and them are catching up to Brandon.
So Robert's also got a penalty, so a 2-second penalty from Robert, and Dylan with the 1-second penalty.
Yeah.
So Dylan just actually needs to keep as close as possible within that 1-second gap to Robert, and it's job done basically. But knowing Dylan, he will not want to finish behind Robert. He'll want to get past and make a statement that the Green Mambas are back. So I'm just looking further back. We saw VW coming together with it was Meljark.
Yeah.
And it looks like he has disconnected. So Dylan now in the lead. So we didn't see that overtake move. But Dylan has moved up into first position. And looks like he's already extending that lead with now a second gap between himself and Robert. So it may have been a little bit of a mistake there. But
maybe just pushing too hard, overcooking the tires.
Difficult to say. We'll have to go back on the replay.
Yeah.
But that last time by Robert says it all. The 144 compared to a 142. So I definitely think there was a mistake there made by Robert. Moves now into second position. And with 3.5 minutes on the clock, he has a mighty task ahead of him if he wants to finish up in front.
Yeah.
Oh, there we see him making another slight mistake. And I think, watching earlier with coming out the corners and hurting those rear tires, I think it's now starting to show.
Yeah.
That those rear tires are now going, or are getting a little bit ahead. But our lead out in front, Dylan, now increasing that gap now to almost 1.5 seconds. And he just needs to keep it nice, clean and tidy, and to score maximum points in race number 2 this evening.
Yeah, like you say, every point counts.
And I think that's the first win for the Green Mambas this season.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't been keeping tabs.
So Dylan flashes his light. Dylan, you still got a couple more laps to go. No early celebrations like we've seen quite recently in the MotoGP box, where one of the riders thought he had finished the race and was busy celebrating, and only to realize there was still one more lap to go.
Yeah.
Man, I felt bad for that guy.
That was hurtful.
It looked like he was bawling his eyes. Sorry. So, final few corners left. Will we see one more lap?
Tight.
Yeah, I reckon we'll probably see one more lap and just want to go further back in the field. There's Gerard. Has so far a nice clean race in terms of no penalties at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's been very consistent and clean. Just unfortunately had that little incident in Maljog, and that's put him back a bit. Further down the the field, we have a little battle here between Marshall and is that Durkee? Yeah.
It does look like Turkey. How
So,
did he get back in?
good question. Unless he made a mistake, that is very, very strange. He must have made a mistake somewhere and went off.
He must have.
That was weird. I don't know how we missed that.
No.
I honestly thought he got disconnected.
Yeah, because he was in first and he was so far in front.
Jeez, unless he took a very scenic route and ended up a lap down. It's
We should have seen something.
yeah, that was completely. I don't know how we missed it, but anyway, Durkee moves himself up into 5th position, and the race is complete. That's Dylan coming over the line, completing the race in 1st position. Second is Robert, and then in the background, Gerard crosses the line in 4th. Brandon DeSantos finishes down in 4th, and it is Quicksilver, the magician, who disappeared for 80% of the race and then suddenly appeared on the last lap.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, that was very strange for him to finish 30 seconds down.
Jeez. Yeah.
I wonder if you just got lost in the dark and then just decided,
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what happened there.
found a back road or something, and suddenly reappeared on because that was very strange. But anyway, I do see he picked up a 6-second a penalty as well, so he must have been pushing really hard.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, well, I'm gonna love and leave you guys.
Alright, thanks, Steven.
Sweet, man.
Cheers, have a good one.
Cheers. You too.
Bye.
Cheers, bye.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it?
Nice win there, Dylan.
Thank you. I hope you got my little move where I went between Robert and Jacques just to stuff it up at the next corner.
Yes, we did get that.
Fantastic. Good to hear. I must say that was quite intense.
It looked like a good battle. And what happened to Durkee? Because I actually thought he disconnected. Then the next thing I see on the last lap that he's in position. So
I think he might have hit a false menu, which let him go straight on. It has happened to me before. So that is the only thing that I can think of.
that was very odd.
So I'm assuming that you guys are going to be staying in this lobby.
Oh, okay. I
thought that would just be the right thing, because Julian is now the host now.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so he's got to invite all these guys back in.
So I must say, the phone is holding strong. Holding up with the 3 megs upload of my 3G. Can you believe it?
I can.
Because we tested it like that. That's actually so funny.
So the whole time, I mean, it could possibly be your router, you know, that's causing issues.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Will be addressed with my ISP.
Yep.
Can you just ask St. Jim just to make me the director, please?
Alright, so I'm gonna...
Love and leave you. We'll see you on the other side.
Cheers, bud.
So thank you to those who have joined us and are watching the live stream. Thank you very much. We figured out that for some reason the frames per second were not being uploaded adequately, and through some testing that we were running yesterday and this afternoon, we figured out that that was the problem. We also did some testing in terms of what alternatives could be, so we have figured that out. So at least now going forward, we will have the stream up and running for everyone to come and watch. So apologies for that. We're just getting the last of the Bravo tier guys in. We did have some of the Bravo tier racing with the Alpha tier. Some of the guys suffering some load shedding this evening, and it just made a little bit of a race a little bit more interesting for everybody to watch, as opposed to just watching 5 cars zooming around the track, which what would have happened. So a big thank you for Stephen, who helped us this evening in terms of the commentary, and Ashley, who stepped away from his dad's birthday bra to come and give this a live commentary done and dusted for us. So guys, if you are on the stream, just let us know who you're going to be supporting for this Bravo tier. We are running a little bit late. We just had some technical issues getting up and running in the Alpha tier. But we will get this race underway. I see those thumbs are going up in the meantime. And the winners for this championship will be getting some chic hampers, proudly sponsored, or not sponsored, but proudly supported by Chic. Each driver in the top 3 will be getting a Chic hamper, so really looking forward to getting those prizes out to everyone. So just trying to see why we aren't getting the actual racing sound coming through. That is pretty strange because the volumes are up. Let's just see if we can't sort that out quickly. So guys, if you're on the stream, please let me know. Are you able to hear these car sounds coming through? Because from what I'm picking up on my side, I am not hearing it. Which I do find is extremely strange. And just like that, the sound is back. Fantastic. So having a look at the qualifying, we've got Maljock up on top of 140.9. That is an extremely quick time. Definitely quicker than we saw in the Alpha tier earlier on. Ashley, he's in second place with, we've got one of the killers, that's Dave in third place. Marshall, he comes back and racing with us. He hasn't been racing with us for about a year or so. So great to see Marshall back. And then we've got Ian Parsons in fifth place with James in sixth. Reese down in seventh place. Brandon DeSantos, we saw him fighting it out in the Bravo tier. Rudy down in ninth. And then Julian, our host, he's down in a 10th position. Stephen Perry, thank you so much. We were able to get that sound issue sorted. Sometimes just don't understand why the technology does what it does. Nevertheless, but at least we will be able to get it going. The first race here in the Bravo tier with some sound. Really looking forward to this. Looking forward to seeing Reese. He has been quite quick in this vehicle. Will he be able to get it further up the field here this evening? 20 minutes in the first race to go. Then we'll have a formation lap for the second race. The top 6 go and have a reverse grid. And then we go racing in the dark. So that is lights out and we're racing. It looked like the guys were a little bit slow off the line there. But now as we head towards turn 1, we've got Jacques. Great start there from Dave. Has moved himself up the order. Apologies, he's still in third. I thought he was able to just get ahead of Ashley there. Reese up into 5th place. So he's had a great start from 7th. We did see somebody spinning off, and that was Rudy Bass. Unfortunately, it looked like he had touched the curb on the outside, and he had gone off. But Dave putting lots and lots of pressure here on Ashley as they head into turn number 6. Now onto the brakes, not enough room there on the outside. He will have to give himself some more room and try and find a way around the corner there. So Zhuhai, based in China, it really is a fantastic flowing track to drive. It does get a little bit tricky every now and again, but now they'll go through the double kink that turns 9 and 10. Then towards turn number 11, which has turn number 12 flowing into it quite nicely. Marshall up into 4th place, so he's getting into the action here, trying to get himself up into the podium positions. Reese in 5th, having a great battle with James. Ian Parsons down in 7th place, who's got Brandon DeSantos behind him, followed by Julian. Jump up to Dave. It looks like he's caught some curb coming out of turn number 14, and that's definitely going to slow him up because he's going to have Reese and Ian Parsons going past him. So sorry, apologies, Reese and James, but Reese looks like he just went a little bit too wide, didn't quite carry the speed through turn number 2 there. James is going to have a look to the inside. Will he be close enough to make a move? Great driving there by Dave. Sees that he's coming and it just allows enough space there. So Reese and James having a little touch, but now into turn number 7. And James just able to sneak through there. So James moving up into 4th place. But now we've got Dave who's got the run on Reese as they head into turn number 9. Up onto the curb. Will be able to make it stick. Yes, he does. Side by side. Now he'll be on the inside for turn 10. Reese is able to get ahead of him. The curb on the outside there is extremely tricky. And it looks like Marshall's got himself up into 3rd place. So he's going to be trying to chase down Ashley, but where the action is hot and happening is down here in 4th, 5th and 6th place. You're able to carry quite a bit of speed through turn number 14, but it is that curb on the outside. If you do get it wrong, it does spit you out onto the inside. To see Brandon DeSantos going into the pits. So Ian Parsons getting himself, as I say, into trouble there. It could look like he had got himself a penalty. He does have a penalty. So he has got 1 second there for his efforts. But now Reese and James still battling out with Dave down in 6th place. James closing up onto Marshall, almost within that second. But it is out in front is Jacques. 1.5 seconds is that gap. So James tucking up right behind Reese. Will he be able to get a run through turn number 10 and onto the braking zone into turn number 11? Quite hard braking point there. Car goes down to about 80 kilometers. You've got to get that car rotated. And the Renault does like to spin up those front wheels. So that is the shot from Dave's car down in 6th place, trying to find a way around Reese. Braking point down at 100. You can see Reese, good line through there for him, getting those wheels straightened as soon as he can so that you're able to get the power on. So James starting to put some pressure onto the back of Marshall. James is within a second. Our race leader out in front, Jacques, has got a 2-second gap there between himself and Ashley. A 141.5 there for Jacques, so he is currently going quicker than the Alpha tier guys. So it looks like Reese has been able to get himself a little bit of breathing space between himself and Dave. Because currently both Dave and Reese doing a 152.5. So it is still not much between them. So James closing up onto the back of Marshall. You can see how close James is, trying to force his way past there. Now into the chicane at 4 and 5, and James takes an opportunity. He goes too deep. So Marshall is able to take that place back, but now with James having cut that corner, he might be under some pressure here for a slowdown penalty. And Dave still trying to find a way around Reese. Oh, there must have been a little mistake there for Ashley, because that gap is now gone to 3 seconds, and his previous lap was a 143.1, so definitely a slow lap there for him. So now this battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place. Each driver is within a second of each other. And with 11 and a half minutes left to go, there's still lots of racing to come. There goes our race lead at the bottom of the screen there, followed by Ashley. Then it is Marshall, James, Reese, then Dave. And 5 seconds further down the field, that is Ian Parsons in 7th place. And we saw further 3 seconds, that is Julian. But so far, Marshall holding his own here, keeping the 4th place driver, James, behind him. Marshall driving very smooth, very cleverly. In through turn number 9, and it is quite a strange corner because it is a lot tighter than you think, and it feels like that you're going through there quite slowly, and the braking point is very early. But then out through turn number 10, that is a flat corner, which then gets you here through turn number 11, and then it's making sure that you are straightening those wheels, make sure you're getting the traction. Marshall trying to break the toe from James. Then this is this little kink is known as turn 13, but then 1 gear down, right the inside curve and straight back on the power. Cautious not to run too wide. And see Marshall trying to break that toe. James just getting that nose out, trying to unsettle the driver ahead of him. And while these two ahead are fighting, you can see Marshall 142.5, 142 flat, and Reese a 142.1. They were side by side, James and Marshall now to the braking point. Marshall will be on the inside at turn number 7. Will Marshall be able to get that power down? He has been able to, but that's just welcomed Reese into the fray now. 0.3 of a second is Reese behind James. Looks like James is going to have a go into turn 9. They're going to be too wide. Little tag there on the side there from Marshall, which allows Reese to go through. See Reese's car just bouncing off the curb there, and I'm sure Dave is going to be chomping at the bit to get himself into this action now. Through turn 14, James just losing that rear a little bit. Will that allow Reese to close up, get that slipstream down the start-finish straight, and have a go into the inside at turn 1? Reese was definitely trying to just cut down on that angle, on that entry. You could see how he was just moving over to the right a bit. So that is the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place. Dave down in 6th. He's just a little bit off the pace compared to what the lap times these guys ahead were doing. But if you have a look at the times that they're doing now, 42.9, 42.3, 44.3 from Marshall, and a 42.7, that these guys are just about going the same pace. Reese getting squeezed out on the outside, which allows Marshall to fight back for that position. He's going to take the inside advantage through turn number 10. But now Marshall will have the inside at turn number 11, unless Reese is able to go around the outside. Marshall braking very late, which slows up Reese's exit. Great strategy there for him. Through turn 14, you can see Reese carrying a lot of speed. That's a great exit there for him. So that should allow him to get that slipstream. Marshall trying to swerve left and right to break that toe. But now Marshall's got the run on James. Has he going into turn 1? No, he hasn't. But James has run wide. Reese gives Marshall a little tap to go through. That allows Dave to go through as well. So James was up into 3rd place. He's now dropped himself all the way down to 6th. Just allowing Marshall, Reese and Dave to go through. And that's the problem when the racing is so close and you have one little mistake. Reese is going to have a look into 7. Ooh, very late on the brakes there, but he was able to get that car rotated. It bounces off Marshall, which is going to allow Dave to go through. So Reese is now down into 5th. Dave is going to be on the inside. He's going to go defensive. Reese is going to have a look. Will he be able to get that? He just able to dive it, which allows James now to go through. So Dave was up into 4th place, but Reese spoiled that party for him. So we see Ashley here had just gone past in those Momo colors. Dave now getting the toe there from James, with Marshall back up into a 4th place. Less than 5 minutes to go. This is all going to be about the exit. If Dave is able to get a good drive. So there goes Ashley at the bottom of the screen. He's currently in 2nd place because our race leader is going through turn number 3 at the moment. So he is quite far away. Oh, lock up there for James, which gets Dave on the inside. Reese has run himself wide. So now they'll go into the braking zone here for turn number 4 and 5. This little chicane. And it looks like Marshall has got himself a little bit of breathing space. Just over 1 second now, within that 1 second. Again, a great drive there for Dave, but he runs himself just a little bit wide on that exit. Do see that there are some time penalties starting to creep up there. Reese has got 2. Ian has got 1. Rudy 1, and Julian has got 1 second. So Reese is going to have to try and open up a convincing gap here between himself and James. Otherwise, Reese will find himself down in 6th position. Brandon DeSantos saying these 3 are having a good battle. You are not joking. And that is why I'm finding it very difficult to leave this battle. So we will have 2 more laps left of this race. Good exit there for James on the back of Reese. They are going to be side by side. Reese is going to have to go defensive. James must just watch it. He doesn't go too deep into that braking zone. Will be able to cut back. Yes, he does. Reese outbrakes himself. Goes way too deep, and he finds himself down in 6th place. So that was a great patient game there from James. Just waiting for that opportunity and forcing that mistake. And then we see Reese in the background in 6th position. Great line there for James going into turn number 7. So that is your race leader now going in through turn number 13. You'll then just drop that gear, get the car turned in onto the curb, back onto the power, and just let the car just drift to the outside. So he will cross the line for the second last time and begin his 12th lap. But let's jump back to the battle for 3rd and 4th. Marshall has got 1 more lap to hold off James here. Oh, Marshall's a little bit slow on that exit, and James carried lots of speed and just touching the back of the chasing Beaver driver. Marshall's gone a little bit too deep, which is going to allow James just to sneak past him. And that's the problem with trying to defend. Marshall was going to have a look there into turn number 7. And now Dave is back in the action here. Will there be one last attempt to try and get himself up into a podium? Because these three are battling for that last spot on the podium here this evening, here for the first race. Dave's got a great exit out of turn number 10. Will there be a late lunge into turn 11? Little lock up there for James. So Jacques will cross the line as Victor 10 seconds ahead of the second place Ashley, who's getting ready to go in through to turn number 14. But James is able to just hang on there. But a great run there from Marshall. A little bit of a touching as they approach the line. It's going to be very close, but James does manage to get it with Marshall in 4th and Dave in 5th. Reese in the background there will take 6th place with Ian Parsons in 7. Rudy down in 8th place and Julian in 9th position. So it was an absolute masterclass there by Jacques here this evening.
Cheers, Cheers, Brando. Cheers.
Okay, so who's going to give us the positions?
Of course.
So guys, the starting positions are as follows. I had it, and then I closed it, and it's back. Okay, Reese in 1st, Dave 2nd, Marshall 3rd, James 4th, Ashley 5th, Jacques 6th. Then it is Ian 7, Rudy 8, Julian 9, Brandon 10. Brandon left the session.
No, you said
Yeah,
cheers.
said bye.
Cool.
There's an issue or something with his connection.
No, you said cheers.
Okay, no worries. Do you want me to repeat those positions?
Easy to remember your position in the last.
Reese 1, Dave 2, Marshall 3, James 4, Ashley 5, Jacques 6, Ian 7, Rudy 8, Julian 9. So guys, get the thumbs up and we can get cracking. A great race for the first up.
Yeah. Battle for 3rd and 4th.
It's all on the stream.
What? Very strange. As we are going in, both the broadcasting machine and the streamed machine were disconnected. So we should be able to just join in time as the guys do their formation lap. Some crazy close racing for the Bravotier there in the first race. Very close indeed. Little mistake there by Reese, being forced into a mistake by James, running wide into turn number 1, and James managing to hang on to that third place. So for some reason looks like Reese and Dave have taken damage, unless that was just some glitching, but their headlights are no longer working, so that generally does say that they've hit something. But it looks like we are down one driver. Reese, Marshall. Okay, so it looks like Marshall has left us. But now we've got 8 drivers getting ready to cross the start-finish line, and Reese will have a go. And it looks like Dave was left a little bit wanting there, because he didn't quite get the jump when Reese went. So everybody is safely through turn number 1. But already James and Ashley putting all sorts of pressure onto Dave. James already having a look to the inside. Are they going to go too wide through 4 and 5? Little squeeze there by Ashley and James, and both smack into the wall. And that looked like that was that yo-yo effect. Instead of the two cars bouncing off each other, it kind of pushes both towards each other. But we've got Reese now, 2.5 seconds is that gap, and that's away from Dave. We've then got Rockstar Mel, that's Jacques in third place, the clear winner here in the first heat. So he's already starting to move his way through the field. Having started 6th, he's already up into 3rd place. Rudy, who had a disastrous of a first race, he's up into 4th. So he'll be looking to just find that rhythm with his Opel. But already he's got pressure from Julian in 5th place, right behind him. You can see just a couple of hundredths of a second, and that rear was very loose. So into turn 1, Julian having a little look. Ooh, very late on the brakes there, just managing to get that car to turn in. But Jacques still hasn't been able to find a way past Dave. Let's see, Dave, 144.8 there, 143.4 for Jacques. So Jacques definitely has the pace to get himself ahead. seeing that Rudy has just set the quickest fastest sector at a 129.18. The fastest was by Dave at a 129.4. So Rudy starting to find his rhythm, get that pace down. You can see Reese in the background there. His car starting to pull away into the distance as Jacques going to try to go around the outside. Dave hangs on to that inside line in through turn number 9. And the longer that Jacques battles to get ahead, all he's doing is he's just getting the concertina effect. And that will be Rudy who will close up, as well as Julian. And possibly Ian in the background there, because he's just 2 seconds away from this battle. So Reese now setting the fastest lap at a 143.0. Then Rudy goes a 125.5. Fastest lap now by Ian Parsons, a 142.3. So Ian's definitely not out this challenge just yet, because he is currently the quickest on track. And I did find it quite interesting is that for this night race, I did change from the loose setup to the stable setup, and it was definitely faster in the dark. So Jacques will have a look to the inside at turn 7. With Dave running very wide. He's now got Rudy right behind him. Has Jacques got the run on him as they go towards turn 9. But Dave will hold that inside, and by right he should hang on to it. Get that car turned in. Oof, Rudy's very wide there. So Julian also now at the back of this battle. Just playing with that curb, as did Ian. Whoa, big lock up there for Rudy. So he's now going to drop it down the order, which now releases Julian up into 4th, Dave into Ian into 5th, and there's Rudy down in 6th place. Ashley, he is a further 4 seconds down after that coming together between himself and James. But there the pass has been made. It looked like Jacques was able to get a great exit out of turn number 14. And had about 3 car lengths ahead before going into turn number 1 ahead of Dave. But now Dave has got Julian behind him as well as Ian. And the fastest lap being done by Reese, a 142.2. So there's Reese out in front. It does look very strange that he does have no lights, but I think it might have been when I disconnected. There might have just been just a little glitch. But I can assure you that Reese is not driving in the dark. And here is currently the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place. Rudy is 5 seconds behind the pack here. Fastest second sector's just come up by Rockstar Mel, a 39.8. So we are approaching the halfway mark, and see how that rear just lets go. Big kick of the rear there for Ian. Rudy running very wide there. No, Julian makes a mistake, not able to get that car rotated, which means that Ian is now up into 4th position. So I must say, I'm quite impressed with Dave at this point. He had a great first heat, and here he is not letting Jacques get away from him. I wonder whether he is just watching some of the lines that Jacques been taking, learning from them. Because while that was a second difference, he is still hanging in there. Saw Ian coming out of turn number 10, just teasing that curb on the exit. So Jacques 141.4. Has he gone quicker or has he gone slower? So 142.3, 142.9. So he did get just under half a second of an advantage between himself and Dave in third place. He's got 4 seconds to close up between himself and Reese. Great line there for Jacques, really attacking that inside curb quite aggressively, which then does allow you to straighten that car out, because that penalty is on the exit, not so much on the inside. So Reese is being hunted down there. Oof, again, that outside curb at turn 10. It was Dave playing with fire, because that curb, if the rear lets go on the curb, it just spits you out and smashes you to the wall on the inside. So there's Julian making a little recovery. So it looks like he found that exit curb on turn number 14. Oh, contact there between Ashley and Julian going into turn number 1. So guys, my Facebook messages have just come through. I see that we had Nassif here joined us. So here we go, Rockstar Mel for the win. Yeah, thanks Nassif. We did get that sound sorted, and see Marshall, he did DC. Unfortunately, Marshall, apologies for that. We did say thanks for the invite. Feels great to be back. Yes, Marshall, we're looking forward to seeing you in the new season. We do have one more week next week of the season, and then we'll be moving on to something a little bit quicker, a little bit more exciting to drive, and looking forward to getting that season underway. So now there is some action which is about to start happening between the two killers. So that is Killer Dave versus Killer 123434. And it is so great to have Josh joining us on the stream. Dylan, do you blow engines in PC2 as well? And no, I do not, because I service the cars on PC2, so I don't have that problem. So Reese currently under some major pressure. Jacques is currently going about 0.7 of a second quicker than him. There is just under 5 minutes to go. And Ian has got a great drive coming out of the chicane. That's going to set himself up nicely for a little look into turn 7. Is he on the inside? Is enough space? No, he decides to rather let Dave go through. Now into turn number 9. This is where we saw Dave defending as hard as he could between himself and Rudy. Between himself and Jacques, apologies. Much tighter line there for Ian, so he looks like he's going to be able to close up some more time on Dave ahead of him. He is within a second. So 2 laps left, and the gap between Reese and Jacques now is down to less than 2 seconds. So there's the battle here for first and second, and in the background that is the battle for third and fourth place. It sounded like Jacques missed a gear there, because Reese was able to get away. You can see that that gap now is open now, closer to 2 seconds. Great line there for Jacques. So Ian is definitely putting pressure on Dave here. 3 minutes left to go. And I must say, of the two, Ian's definitely looking the more confident, definitely a lot more comfortable. And remember that Dave's going to have these headlights right down the back mirror, and those lights are extremely distracting. Whoa! Big slide there for Ian. But just managing to hang on there. But where things are going to get very interesting is right here in the front. We have 2 more laps to go, because there's 2 minutes. The guys have just crossed the line to begin their 11th lap. So Reese is going to have to hang on for 2 more laps, but he is going to have Amal Jacques, as we know him, right down, breathing down his neck. So Reese has to keep all his wits about him. Flat out here through turn number 6. He's going to have to get the braking point spot on here into turn 7. Get that power on. Don't let those wheels spin. So just under half a second is the gap between Jacques now and Reese. Reese definitely has got turn number 9 done. You can now go flat out through turn 10. Reese looking to go just a little defensive, just getting that car into the middle of the track. But we do know that this is where Jacques is strong, is at this turn number 14. And I'm sure he'll be thinking about trying to get as close to Reese as possible to set himself up for turn number 1. You can see Reese flicking that car in. That's going to compromise his exit speed. Jacques now moving to the side. He should have that straight line speed to overtake him. You see Reese now diving back. Jacques going defensive. Little tag there from Reese onto the back of Jacques, and Dave still being chased down by Ian. So Jacques has been able to get himself half a second breathing space between himself and Reese. Oh, Jacques on the grass. That's going to allow Reese to close up. Will he be able to have a go into turn number 9? Jacques going very defensive, moving to the inside, but coming back into the braking point to take that racing line through turn 9. Reese must keep it pinned here. Keep it side by side. Reese is going to have the inside line now into turn number 11. Great line there for Reese. He was able to just get that car planted right in the middle of the track, which has slowed up Jacques on that exit. Just a quick look here. So Ian is just behind. So there might be some more action to come there. Reese sliding the car around. But Reese will come home in first place and take the win here for the second race. And in the background, Ian just not able to close down Dave, but a great fight between the two killers. Absolutely incredible to watch. Rudy will then come back after that little mistake that he made earlier on, and he'll finish in 5th place. And did he do that a little bit too soon? Ashley comes through the last corner, having had contact with James, unfortunately, early on in this race. And then Julian, difficult race there for him as well. Also just missing a braking point and finding himself having some contact with Ashley into turn number 1. Disconnection there for James. That is disappointing. So there you have it, the final results. Reese able to hang on to that. And we have a saying here at SARCO, looking at the best lap times, is that here at SARCO, the fastest doesn't always win. Second place there for Rockstar Mel, Killer Dave, 3rd place there, Ian Parsons in 4th, Rudy in 5th, Ashley in 6th, and Julian in 7th place. So guys, thank you very much. We do want to say a big thank you to all the drivers here this evening, to everyone who came and joined us. We always do value the views. We will definitely try and get the streams up and running more frequently once again. And just remember that this league is proudly supported by Schick. You can go check out the website. All the details are in the link below.
That was a very good race. Thank you.
And guys, we will have a absolutely a fantastic time. Next week will be the last round of the season before we head on to something else. So looking forward to getting everybody in. And until then, guys, have a lacquer time, and we'll see you in a week's time. Until then, thanks for watching.
I was too scared of dive bombing you into the air.
Jeez, guys, flippin' second race is another great race. Well done. Well done, Reese. How's your heart rate? So all you needed was a mole shark chasing you down, eh? Really? What the hell happened there, man? It looked like you were going to try and go around the outside, then it's just lock up, cars goes left, right, then up. Yeah, we got quite a moment, and then just the two killers having a go at each other. That was awesome as well, man. Nice, man. Too many straight lines opportunity, man. That's get that car straightened up as soon as possible. Well, guys, the stream is up, and Rudy, don't worry, because the next race you're at Sonoma, so it's all twisty stuff. So that's your race to win. Your race to win. Lekker. I'll open a lobby. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, cheers, bye bye.